Hello and welcome to episode 121 of the YouTube chess docu-series that is attempting to answer the question of whether or not an 80 IQ hillbilly can defy all odds by achieving an 1800 ELO ranking on chess.com. I apologize about my face. I am in the Hillbilly Studios, has been moved to a kitchen. And yeah, if you saw my setup right now, you'd probably snicker. Be like, he really is a hillbilly. Got my computer on someone's kitchen cabinet and my webcam just kind of propped up on my monitor. And it's not the best, but we're making do in hillbilly fashion, in 80 IQ hillbilly fashion. Coming off of a victory yesterday, we are up to 1650, 1 point off our record high for this series. Series started at 1424 for you newcomers, and we have peaked at 1651. We are currently at 1650. All of those things are irrelevant except for the one number that really matters, and that's 1800. I hope that we don't have any technical difficulties. Once again, I want to apologize for episode 119. Wasn't a great episode. Only was able to upload the game review. Pretty tough. But we bounced back yesterday with a very, very quick victory using our check Pierce system. For those of you who are new, I have implemented what I have patented as my 80 IQ hillbilly chess training technique, which I outlined in yesterday's episode in detail. You can access that episode as well as all 120 episodes in the last 10 seconds of this video. I encourage you to do so. Every 10 episodes or so, I will outline that technique again, but we are implementing it and it seems to be working. So, worried about the glare with the glasses. Man, I just can't see. Is there a glare? Doesn't look like it's too bad. Man, it's hard for me to see. I got the monitor pushed back so I can get my head in the box, and then thus I can't see. But I don't appear to have any distractions today. I am grateful for that. God is good. And we're going to get a chess game in. Do you have anything else I want to discuss in the pre-game ramble? I don't believe I do. I think the main thing is I just want to be technically sound, put out some good content for you, the viewers' entertainment, and like to just play some good chess, win, lose, or draw. If I can play a good game of chess, I will be content. So, with that being said, let's hit start game. All right, 1646 from the United States. We have the white pieces. We, again, are a systemic player, which means we play the Kali Zukertort system when we have the white pieces, providing we don't get anything crazy. I'm wondering if we're going to get this. Doesn't look like we're going to get it yet, does it? Let's just do this. I expect Bishop G4 is coming. Oh, and it's not. Okay, well, misread that. Let's get castle. Hope y'all are having a great day, by the way. Hope you're having a great day. What about this? What about this? Takes. Let's think here. We're here. If I take here, he just takes. Interesting, interesting, interesting. What am I take with? Interesting. I kind of thought that's what he was going to do. What about this? Alright, so he wants to push here. So he could take. Interesting. Got a free pawn here. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? What was that all about? Using the other. Got him. I don't know what went on there. But we're at a record high. I ain't gonna ask him what he was thinking. But we're at 1658, y'all. Yeah, I'm not real sure what he had going on right there. Wow. Quick victory. Let's look at this game review. Interesting game here. Felt like I played pretty strong. I think he was just really trying to, just really focused on putting pressure on the pawn there. I mean, I'm just trying to promote that pawn. I'm not really sure what he had going on. Don't really care either. Nice little win. Let's see. Let's get a quick look here. 80.3% accuracy. No brilliant moves. No great moves. 5 best moves. 2 mistakes. 1 miss. No blunders. Played like a 1900. Opponent didn't play very well, I didn't think. And I've seemed to have run into that. Like yesterday, the same thing. Opponent just didn't seem to play very well. Was playing fast. 63.8% accuracy. No brilliant moves. No great moves. 2 best moves. 1 mistake. 3 misses. 1 blunder. Played like an 1100. See if we can go back and kind of get this game review a little bit tightened up. just a little bit tightened up. Apologize about all the technical difficulties, the glares, etc. I know that I'm kind of redundant in that, but I do feel bad about the setup I got. I thought I had it kind of honed in, and then my Hillbilly studio kind of got transferred to a new location. We're at 16:58, y'all. Wow, a couple of quick games too. Man, if it hadn't been for that loss too, I know I don't like to play that shoulda, coulda, woulda stuff, but that one loss where I got interrupted 5 times, man, I mean, I was way out ahead in that game as well. Man, we'd be really pushing some numbers here. All right, things look good. Let's go. Let's get, oh, engine needs to be turned on. Let's get this engine turned on. Let's get this engine turned on and see where and if we went wrong anywhere. Yeah, I think he just blundered. He was about to lose both of those rooks. All right, inaccuracy here. BD6 was best for the opponent. So far, I don't appear to have made any inaccuracies. I am plus 1.09. There's my first inaccuracy. A3 was best. And then here it was just real obvious that he wanted to just, he was dead set on opening up that file and promoting. Again, they want A3 here. They want to get rid of that bishop. Now I wonder, there's an inaccuracy. Should not have probably played that move. Knight D7 was best. Taking the bishop is what the engine wanted. I'm not real sure. Queen D7. I don't really feel like I'm in a great spot right here. I'm ahead, but not by much. But yeah, I didn't want him really taking this bishop or taking this knight. So I was just kind of like, you know, doing my standard ideas. Here was probably a mistake. And I didn't calculate the move in that he made, but I calculated him taking. And then me taking, and then him taking back. And then, of course, you know, yeah, I don't really see what the deal is with that, but that was a miss. I guess D7 was the take here. Oh, E5. I wanted to take E5. Hold on, let's look at that. So E5 is what they wanted. That was the best move. And then takes C5. And then C3. And then C3. Ah, tricky, 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 tricky. Nice little play by opponent right there. Nice little play. What would be the best move for me? B1. And then he wins the pawn. And he's ahead. Just like that. Just like that. He's up. B4 would have been best play for me. And then E8. Rook to E8. And then Queen C2. Yeah, I kind of got lucky there, it looks like. Really got lucky there. Hold on, what did they want from me, though? This was a mistake, too. Knight D7 again. They want me to get rid of this bishop. They want me to get rid of the bishop. Queen D7. Then rook to B1. Rook B1. And then I guess takes here. Oh, E5. I want E5. Push E5. Yeah, kind of looks like I got pretty lucky in this game. A stronger opponent would have probably really smoked me. That was a mistake. And then I made a mistake. It looks like I should have took with the rook. I was kind of contemplating that. It puts me behind. put me behind by not taking with the rook. But shoot, I was behind by taking with the rook. No, they didn't want that. They want. Hold up. Oh, they still want d7 here. They want d7 here. Queen has to take. Then b3 with the. Oh, they want. Yeah. They want the knight to keep the knight from getting took. And it looks like I'm ahead. I'm actually ahead there. D to c4. I'm assuming taking back with the bishop, obviously. E5. Well, I wonder what they have here. D5. D5. Oh, they want to push D5. A5. I guess I have to take here. Takes A5. D3. Yeah, it doesn't look like I played it real well. I took with the rook, which put me behind. And I kind of calculated that. Here was my thinking. Like, he was going to have to take here. I actually thought about taking with the queen, which was, I wonder what that would have been if I take with the queen. How big of a blunder would that have been? Definitely an inaccuracy, but not much. Looks like it was a better take than the rook, though. That was actually a better take than the rook. There was a mistake. 94 was best, which is what I expected. And right here was just blew my mind. Blew my mind. He was fixing to lose this too. He was fixing to lose both rooks. Yeah, got lucky, man. Got lucky. And it's weird, you know, you get up to this level, you know, mid 16. I mean, opponent. Let's look at opponents. Let's look at opponents. Let's look at opponent's profile here. Where is it? Let's see where he's at. He's been a member since 2020, so he's been on here 5 years. Man, he came in that game on a 5-game win streak, so he's not no scrub. He's beating strong. All he's beating 1,600 players. Let's see how high he's been. 17-12. So, I mean, strong player. And it's really kind of weird that you know, you get up to this level, and I remember being at just below whatever level, and you just think, like, you know, you watch videos coming up or whatever, and you see how these people play, and you think, there's no way someone that, you know, say you're 1,400 or whatever you envision playing a 1,650, you just don't think they would make mistakes like that. But I mean, yesterday's game, if you didn't watch episode 120, I encourage you to watch it. You know, I got a 14-move checkmate, and it's just, you know, one miss and it's over. And same with this guy, like one miss. Like, how did you not see? And that happens. I'm not knocking the guy. He came in on a 5-game win streak. He's a 1,650 player, a strong player. I'm not knocking him or anything like that, but just what I'm really saying is you don't expect that. Like, for me, I don't really envision myself as like a 1,650 player. Like, it's really kind of hard for me to think of myself in those terms. And when you get into the 1650s, you don't think that you're going to have opponents just blunder away pieces like that. It's not something you expect to happen. And I think kind of the moral of the story for you, the viewer, especially for you, the viewer who's just not trying to be entertained, who's maybe trying to learn a little something or trying to just improve their chess game and inundate their mind with chess stuff. Like especially like if you're 1200 or 800 or whatever, like I think these games are like I think my personal opinion. I think I've said this before. This is we'll consider this somewhat of a post game ramble. I don't think like if you're 800, it's super beneficial to go watch grandmasters play. And I don't even think it's beneficial for me, to be honest with you, in the 1600s. I don't because uh, it's hard to relate to. It's hard to relate to that level. I think like if you're 800, 1,000, 1,100, watching someone who's 1,600 is probably an idea. You got to get to that level before you can get to the master level. Sure, the masters can tell you a lot of things, and they can be great instructors. And I'm not discouraging you from watching Gotham Chess or Hikaru or whatever. Somebody asked me the other day, like, who do I watch? I don't watch Gotham Chess. I don't watch. I mean, I might watch a little bit of Hikaru just because he's an entertaining guy, but not to try to learn anything. Most of the people that I watch are, 2,000, 2,000 level, 2,200 level players. Because I mean, they're a couple steps above me. I can learn from them. It's hard for me to learn from Magnus. They're playing things and seeing things that I'm not there yet. And so I think for someone who's 800 to watch GMs, thinking that I mean, I did it, and I'm not knocking you. I'm not saying like watch the Hillbilly chess channel or whatever, but I feel like I'm leading by example. Like I'm telling you exactly what my training regimen is, and you can see it on the screen. Like, and look, I might lose the next 10 games in a row. I don't know. I might never get above 1658. But I think if you're a 1200 player, you can certainly relate to a 1600 player, and I think this is a good example. Grandmasters aren't going to make that mistake that we saw today. 2,400 players aren't going to make the mistake that we saw yesterday. It's not going to happen. So I think one of the interesting things about this is you see that, yeah, 16 to, I remember being 1,200 and thinking, man, 1650s are just chess gods or something. Like, there's no way I'll never be that good. Those guys are amazing. And then, we come on and we play these games every day and you get to watch them and you see like, yeah, they're good, but they're human, and it's the same with me. Like, you can look at me and say like, man, how'd he miss that move? Well, and that's an interesting component to chess. It's like there's the human element. I have a family member who's pretty good at chess, and he used to say things like, I love playing really good chess players because they're human and they make mistakes too. So anyway, I think the moral of the story is I think if you're look, and I think if you're an 1,800 player, you're probably not going to get much. There's nothing to gain from this other than entertainment. Just watching some ignorant hillbilly play chess. But if I was 1,800, I would probably be watching masters or at least 2,400 level players because you can learn something from them. It's going to be hard to learn something from somebody below you. But I think if you're 1,200, 1,300, 600, 600 might even be a little. I think if you're 600, you maybe should be watching somebody who's 1,200. I don't know. But yeah, 2 games in a row where we've played really strong players. And again, for me, it's just kind of weird because on this journey, I'm thinking every game is just going to be this hardcore grind and who's going to make the first little minute mistake. And then you run into things like this, and it's just like, how did he not see that? Like he blunders away his rook, and then not only he blunders away both rooks for a pawn. He just should have saw it, and so. And then same with yesterday. How did he not see that tactic? Yesterday, I think opponent was just playing really fast. And I think that's a big element, just taking your time. I actually, speaking of videos, and I'll end the ramble with this. Speaking of videos, I watched somebody yesterday. And this is like the next step for my chess journey is, I've noticed people really talking about just every time your opponent makes a move, just take 5 seconds to look at that move and what they're attacking before you even think about what you're going to do. And I think that when you get to those levels is when you start. And I'm not doing that yet. I'm not saying I'm doing that, but those are really important things. So like again, like this guy should have said, if I take this piece, what could happen to me? And anyway, don't want to ramble too much. I certainly don't want to toot my own horn. Like I don't think I beat him. I think he beat himself, and I think he would probably feel the same way. I think you, the viewer, probably. I didn't beat him. I didn't do anything great. He just hung a piece. He just blundered a piece, blundered 2 pieces, really. Same thing with yesterday. I don't really necessarily think I beat him. I just capitalized on his mistakes, which is what chess is. But I mean, ultimately, he beat himself. When you give someone, mate in 3 because you're just not paying attention to what you're doing, am I beating you or are you beating yourself? make that the question for the day. I hope you all have an absolutely amazing day. I will see you here tomorrow for episode 122. God bless.